Hello everybody, here for a clamp mount, I guess, update. This is that real cheap little clamp mount I made, and then I went ahead and used that ball head. This is pretty much what I'm doing at the moment. I was needing the T3i to set off my flash for my little unboxing video. So I went ahead and actually set this up on a tripod, but instead of messing with the whole deal, I wanted to see how well the clamp would work. So I actually have the clamp coming off the rod for the tripod, not actually on the tripod. So pretty much what it does, just has the bolt clearly coming out, and I've got my iPod Touch set right up in there just fine, pointing at a downward angle. So as you can see, it's actually got the light on it there. So that's what we got at the moment. Also, I went ahead and took my grow light that I have for my wife's tree and went ahead and tied it up with some, actually I can show you here, it's the speakers from my last iPod Touch I didn't need. Used that in a couple clips and tied it at an angle to get the angle I wanted to shine back over here onto my little fake table I made out of a tote. So that's what we have at the moment going, and mostly it was after the clamp is what I was trying to show you here, and clearly working great. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Hello everybody, this here is going to be a video response for Mediafy. Asked me how I was getting the Steadicam view on one of my earlier vlog-a-day videos, and pretty much what we have here is that cheap clamp that I made, that little 3-inch spring clamp. I actually have at this moment, I have it pinched onto the sun visor. The sun visor itself actually is slipped forward like I was trying to block the sun, and that has that general rod coming down, lays right into that ball head. And as you can see in the video here, well, if I get an angle, you can see it's actually lined up on me. I'm getting really bad shadows here, or reflections I guess, but you can see it's on me. I just put my iPod Touch in it. I usually go ahead and aim my iPod Touch where it's facing back and I can see myself. That way I can kind of make sure the lights are going. Near sundown, that kind of thing, I tend to have a really bad problem with getting super bright light and then back to complete shadow, super bright light, so it's a lot of that. So I try and keep it focused towards me. The other thing I've done in the past, which worked out real well, in my car I have a pocket up top here, and I can actually clip it right into that pocket. And after doing that, I can then loosen the ball head, swivel it over, and line it up if I want to get a good shot of my passenger, which has worked real well for me. The one of the things I'll go ahead and inform you on this that does not work good is the fact that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it off because that's pretty much done. If you basically mount it, my car has a real sharp pointy dash here that's exceptionally soft. I didn't realize how soft it was and how strong that clamp was until actually just earlier today. You can see I clearly poked a hole right through my dash. So not a big deal, just kind of annoying is more than anything. It's a 1999 car, so we're already looking at, you know, I don't know, we're looking at 13 years old, 12, 13-year-old car. It has 132,000 miles on it. I bought it for just under, I think, $2,600, somewhere in that ballpark range. I think is what I paid for it. And that's what I've got at the moment. This was my old mount that I had actually hooked into a vent. Never liked it because it only held my my iPod like a horrible angle. There was really no tilt and pan. It's just whatever I could get. Never cared for it at all. The other one I would do a lot of shooting with is I actually had a FM transmitter / charger that would plug right into my cigarette lighter there, and then it would only hold the iPod up in portrait mode. So a lot of my earlier stuff was on the portrait mode only, and I always hated that because it looks so dumb on the computer screen. So the other little update I have here, I have that mount that I put in my cup holder, and being an idiot, I didn't have the car here when I was doing the test fitting because the car was actually in a shop, and I popped this whole base unit here out to take it back to the garage and work on it while my car was gone. It was kind of an afterthought. My ashtray was full of change, and I don't know, didn't really feel like leaving an ashtray full of change at the shop, so I went ahead and thought I'll go through it, and went ahead and popped the whole unit out and just made my mount. Here's the problem I have is, if you notice that rod runs into that really quickly, this rod actually tilts at an angle that way. Didn't seem like a problem at all. Didn't care that didn't close. Not a big deal either. But I think I will go ahead and actually cut that just a little bit shorter so it will go closed, but my plan was to leave one of those ball heads that I just showed you earlier on there all the time and then put the camera on and off. I think I'll probably go ahead and make the bolt slightly shorter, but what I need to definitely do is I need to pull the bolt this way. So I'm going to remove it from here, put it in my vise, and put some channel locks on it with the nuts in there to protect the threads, and really just cranking that baby. If I can pull it forward 15 degrees or even 20 degrees, I'll be happy. And that way, the camera, when it comes up, it actually runs right into my radio, and then I can't tilt back at all, and it makes it hard to move around. So what I'm going to have to do with the ball head, when this is tilted forward, will then allow me to get a pan back. And that's my next major project with this little mount. But I'm not too certain how much I need it now that I actually figured out this little mount here. So I'm absolutely loving that mount. I'll actually go ahead and mount it back on my dash to show you the different angles and stuff you can get from here. And the one thing I'm going to do is make sure I line it back up that hole. I already have the hole there. I might as well just keep making that one hole worse. So let's go ahead and turn on my iPod here and get the camera going. And as you can see, I can clearly get that at an angle I like and then tighten that down. And the one thing I've noticed also in the cars, if you have vanity mirrors, you can actually flip them on. It's daytime, so it's not going to help me much right now, but it does do a little bit. As you can see there, there's a light when you have the vanity light. Definitely will give you a little better light in your face. Be careful, depending on what state you're in, what city. Some cops are much pickier about that than others, and I'm not sure how much you guys can actually, you're getting a lot of glare there. But let's see. Well, anyway, I'm going to hold the camera right here in front of my face and you can clearly see what's going on. So pretty much I like that mount. Really enjoying that. The one thing it won't work with is like my flip cam, which I'm now actually filming this on, because the flip cam doesn't have built-in software in order to invert its image. So if I turn the camera upside down, it's going to stay upside down. I really don't want to mess with that. I'd like to be able to not have to do that in post. As you can tell from all the stutterings and the mispronunciations, I do not do hardly any, if at all, any editing to my stuff. So pretty much that's how I got my Steadicam, or steady shot from inside my car. Every vehicle is going to be a little different. This one rides superbly smooth, so it's going to work great mounted to your sun visor, mounted in here. If you want a shot, say from the rear of your car, say you're trying to make like a little short film and you want to catch both the driver and passenger from like the back seat image, all you got to do, if you pan around in my car in particular, I have that little center console thing there that you can actually flip down, and there's a nice spot to clamp onto. The other option would be just go get yourself some, like, say 1/4 inch plywood and like I'd say about a 1 foot by 8 inch piece, set it on top of that back window deck there, put a big heavy weight on it like a sandbag or something like that, and clamp your basically your bracket right to it. Some cars will have pull-up headrests like this one does here in the front. A lot of the newer cars will. You can make a bracket that would fit inside there, and you could lower this down on top of, or even just clamp it to that post. So there's tons and tons of different ways out there to do things when you have something as simple as this little clamp mount here. So the clamp mount I'm a giant big fan of. I've used it for all kinds of stuff. So anyway, thanks again for watching. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Feel free to rate, comment, subscribe.